You guys ready? Someone, call to order.
Nope. What time is it? Okay.
Jefferson and Abby are both mute.
A lot of people are.
Motion to call the meeting to order. Oh, there you go. That was Alan.
I make a motion.
Anybody second?
It's Angel, I'll second.
Introduce a new commission member, Rick Gerger.
Yes, good morning, everybody.
Rick, in from Webster University representative.
That's correct.
Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Approval of minutes.
Looks like Abby, Angel, I mean.
Yes, sorry, I wasn't on, still on mute.
I can second.
There we go.
So who was first if she was second?
Angel.
Angel was first and then Holland. second.
Howell.
Holland, gotcha.
What's that?
You can take a vote, so
All
all those in favor.
those in
Oh, all
favor?
those in favor?
Aye.
One, you guys gotta unmute.
Aye.
I-
Aye.
Okay, I think that's enough, right?
Yeah, that's all. Yeah, you got it.
With visitor comments, we have a CC Bartels from the BDC, wants to run some things by us. So this is CC.
Yeah, hi. Good morning, everybody. I'm new to the Business Development Commission, but the way I understood the responsibility of the commission was to help you all attract and bring the Webster Groves businesses together. And to that end, something I have found to be of fun and good value is to do a scavenger hunt. It's a very low cost proposition that has people moving through all of the business districts over a certain day and ending in a fun gathering space to share, you know, the experience that they had crisscrossing around Webster and getting to see things that they hadn't really seen before, or at least getting a cohesive understanding of what businesses in Webster include. So this is the idea that I've brought forward, and just thought we'd introduce it to you all and see if you were pleased to hear about such a possible effort, and if you had any comments.
Sounds like a good idea to me.
Yeah, we did, we've done Where's Waldo the past couple summers for pre-COVID that got people in and out of at least a couple dozen businesses, and it was always great fun.
Good.
Does everyone still have their Waldo up? Because we still have them at City Hall.
So I guess the question would be like, you would try to pick out a date, you would go between the groups and say, hey, what day would you like to try to do this? And
Right, well, we look at the plan has been to look at the events calendar for Webster. I always have felt that the fall is better than the spring, but we're kind of running out of time, and only because of the weather. There's more dry days, and this is a thing that involves, you know, people running around, but yeah, so a date would be selected, you know, that wouldn't conflict with any of your other promotional events. And then begins the merriment of writing the clues and doing the logistics and planning the end for people. So it's a pretty easy, you know, it's not a hard thing to do. It just means you guys benefit from people running in your store and taking a look around, and maybe you stamp a passport or something, that whatever the mechanism becomes, the theme becomes, and yeah, and people become a little more familiar with your business district and what's going on around there.
sounds great. I think I don't see anybody opposing it. I'm sure it's, I think it
Perfect.
sounds like a great idea. Anything else, Cece?
That's it for me, Eric. Anybody else? Okay.
That's good.
That's it for now. More to come then. I'm glad that it's positively received. Thank you all.
Good idea. Okay, on to old business. Eric, you want to start with Streetscape?
Sure, because there's nothing going on the roads and the sidewalks in front of some of your businesses in Old Orchard. So I want to especially thank, so being new to the city coming in May, you always know in local government that anything you do on a road or a sidewalk is going to cause somebody to ask questions, but I am, while others may have different feelings in other cities, I love the fact that our business community wants to know what's going on, when it's going to happen, and be involved like they are. We obviously are replacing sidewalks on Big Bend. That project, the original timeline, which thank you, Holland, for asking the question, was October 15th. And I found out in another reply that has been pushed back to the end of October. So it's been a bit of an eye-opening experience as well on improving our internal city communications on what's the scope and timeline for these projects and such.
So even as late as last Thursday, Jake told me it was still the 15th, but so it's officially now the end of October.
Well, so well, that's great. I'm glad Jake told you the 15th because our public works director obviously replied to us both and said the end of October. So I don't know if he was building in buffer time or not. So I will find out. The last official word from the project was the 15th of October,
Okay.
was the date. Public works directors in general always like to add a few weeks to calibrate expectations. I understand. I think, so obviously October, let's just use October 15th and caveat that, of course, anything can go wrong at any moment. And usually when we have earth torn up, it seems to go wrong somehow. But I think one of the things I would love to do out of this, and I'm not diverting from the streetscape, but I would love to know your thoughts about what the city did or did not do and can help improve the next time we do projects and how it affected your street traffic, how it affected your business and operations and such, and little things, where garbage cans go, what it meant, on the little crosswalks across dirt, how do we panel those and what can we do? Those are things that we need to pay attention to in the contracting we do when we let these projects out to bid, and we can add those kinds of provisions in to those contracts. So it's something I'm very keen on hearing from you on. Doesn't have to be right now, obviously. We obviously could spend hours on this, I think, but I do want all that kind of input because we're going to continue to do sidewalks. I mean, they all need to be replaced at some point, and the next business down the road will have those same situations. So want to hear from that. Again, that's what I have right now. I am very happy to see them out and working. When I drove by this morning at 7 o'clock, the quicker they move and the better the product is. Hopefully, the sooner we can be done and not have to come back and visit it for quite some time. So happy to take questions if there are any.
No questions, I guess. Gazebo series update. Fran, you want to do that? Or?
Sure. We've got 2 more to go. This week is People's Key. After that is Jake's Lake. I think this last Friday was the biggest crowd that we have seen so far. This was the first time that people were out into the street that's closed off. They're still doing, I think, a pretty good job of distancing from each other. One of the things that I really like, besides taking pictures and doing social media, if you're looking for me, I'm usually hanging out by Starbucks because that's where I get the best Wi-Fi. But I go around to see where people have gotten their dinners. And every week I see a mix of Old Orchard restaurants and stuff, which is one of the things that we've been pushing on social media. I've got about $3,000 of committed sponsors that I'm still chasing. In fact, I will be seeing a couple ask me to stop by this week,
Wow,
pick up their checks. So
that's incredible. She's already, Fran got a bunch of other sponsorships that are going to be well over. I didn't add the original with the ones you just gave me, but we're pushing, going to be up there near 15,000 or something, which is
by
like,
the time everything is compiled together, yeah.
that's like 3 times more than we've ever done. People, so Fran really put this thing together, and we can use that to get little bigger names and, you know, keep it going. I kind of tossed out an idea of moving it later in the summer, but then again, August and September could be just as hot as June and July sometimes. So that's something we can talk about next year, moving into it if we want to manipulate the dates at all. But it seems like that, I mean, we've gotten lucky with some beautiful weather.
Yes, we have.
So, so great job from Fran, and it's probably one of the best ones we've had series so far. So
Yeah, and so far the bands, even though if you don't necessarily know them, they've been amazing, just amazing.
yeah, they're really good.
But great way to step into Friday night.
Yep. Yep. Way to go.
Hey,
Fran.
Fran,
Yes,
I was hoping to be there today. It's in my purse. I'm one of the derelict $3,000. So I have it in my purse, but I just couldn't make it there this morning. So
that's okay. I know where to find you.
you do know where to find me. So if you're going to be out and about today, fine. Otherwise, it's in my possession. I can bring it.
Yeah.
some-
I have to stop by and see Becky at Serendipity.
Okay, let me know.
Okay.
I'll have it. Thank you. So sorry.
All right, so Fran said 2 more shows and then that's it. Been a good series so far. Fall events update.
I have not gotten a response from John when I found out he wasn't gonna be here. I'm kind of concerned. Have you talked to him?
I saw him last night at the Grateful Dead concert.
So he's alive.
Yeah,
That's good. That's good.
I know he's running crazy. We had something early in the morning yesterday and he's like, I gotta be here at 9. I can't, weird. So he's doing well. He's just running really.
Okay. So I don't have any, I don't know if Civil Alchemy's gonna do their fall festival or not.
I'm kind of doubting it because I know with Sonny Ian's really into doing a new store and everything.
Right, and that was kind of his thing.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're not, but can't say it for sure.
Doesn't sound likely.
Probably not. What I'm guessing.
Are they still planning on doing the trick or treating in Webster? I hadn't heard anything about that yet.
Yes, Old Webster's moving forward. That was my next question I wanted to ask. We had talked about it last month. In the past, I contacted everybody and got who was participating, but Mara would do the map. So I don't want to commit, but we do need a map. So if you guys know a graphic artist that would do a map, that's kind of important.
Does Mara have what she edited? I'm sure it's a pretty easy edit. Should I just contact Mara? I'm sure I can find somebody on my staff to kind of help if you want to get me the information.
I could do that.
So you'll get me, we just need to update what businesses will participate, but you'll have that information.
Right, I'll send out a blast and find out who wants to participate. It's always the Saturday before Halloween, so this year that's the 30th of September, October. And
Okay, and
same time.
How do they get printed?
Acme Printing does the printing for us.
Okay, so again, once we get it edited, somebody knows how to print it.
Yeah, you send it back to me and I take care of that, and then I hand them out to everybody.
Okay.
All right, so that wraps that up.
Just a real quick note, isn't Joe retiring?
Yeah, Joe Fisher, Joe Rath, yes, he is retiring. I had a conversation with him already about, do I need to find a new printer? And he said he will take care of us through the end of the year, even though his business is closing in October.
Oh, great.
Nice.
Just real quick on that, for my own benefit and such, and with new folks at City
Sure.
Hall, is it just the 2 business districts? Is this more of a citywide? Is it
It's
folks
just
like
the two.
the 2? All right.
They started doing, they have 2 joint events that they
Right.
started doing. One was the Cookie Walk, which actually started in Old Orchard, and the other was Trick or Treat, which started in
Got it.
Old Webster. And it was 2 that were good opportunities to do jointly.
Great.
We're not doing a Cookie Walk this year, though, just so you know.
I like cookies, so.
A lot of people like cookies.
We got the new chairman of the cookie walk.
There you go.
I'll dress in blue. Cookie monster.
You'll be very popular.
All right, so that's all for fall updates, I think. If anybody else has something. All right, move on, new business. I don't think anything new over me. I don't know anybody got anything. Sometime,
Um,
oh, let's see.
speaking of events, just the light bulb goes on. I'm just assuming you still want to have Santa's mailbox in the gazebo and that sort of thing. We just need to make arrangements with the park department to make sure they get it over there and that sort of thing.
Yeah, I'd say for sure on that.
It's kind of a no-brainer.
Yeah, and then guess we'll talk about the tree and when we're gonna do that, maybe next month, which would, October for December.
Tree lighting.
Yeah, and don't we,
We haven't done any big
oh, nothing with
things
it, right?
anymore.
Uh-huh.
We, did we not coordinate that with, like the first Saturday of the month is typically the Santa's on the Loose run? Which
You know
wasn't,
what?
didn't start and stop in Old Orchard last year, but
Yeah, she has reached out to me. I usually do the breakfast for that, but I don't know. I haven't heard any updates on Santa.
she's having it, but I don't know if it'll be starting and stopping in Old
Oh,
Orchard or
oh,
not.
okay.
Last year was Webster University
Okay,
during COVID.
oh,
times.
okay, yeah,
But other than that, we really haven't done anything for the last couple of years with the tree lighting.
okay. Well, I guess we'll just wait to hear when she's gonna do that Santa
All right.
run and see if it comes through our thing or what. Okay,
I guess we need to ensure that they put the lights in the trees.
yeah, we just asked Webster to do that, right? Or-
Yeah, the Parks and Rec does that.
Yeah.
So, Eric, the first year that we did a real official tree lighting
Yeah.
ceremony. And that year we got a recognition for the business district, got a recognition for some reason, I don't remember right now. And we did the presentation there, and we also had St. Louis Caroling Association do carols, and it was a nice little group.
Yeah.
But at kind of dwindled from there, we've never had a big thing since then.
No holidazzle parade.
That's to come.
You go back farther,
Yeah.
they used to do a lot more.
Yeah.
That was when the Merchant and Business Association of Old Orchard was active, and they used to plan things.
Got
All right. BDC update.
So thanks for talking about the scavenger hunt. I think that's obviously a big ticket item that the BDC is looking at. I wanted to highlight, and a little bit of this crosses to city update, but it connects to BDC, and that's the American Rescue Plan. If you follow the city council meetings at all, we've been talking about this for some time. Within the next 30 days, the city should receive its first, what the word is tranche, that the federal government uses, the first payment out of $4.6 million that the city will receive from the COVID relief package passed earlier this year. There are four major eligible uses, and one of those will include economic impacts from COVID-19, not just to persons and households, but to businesses. And so how this ties in with the Business Development Commission is obviously the council is going to want to hear from the business community, not just on what are some potential uses of those funds to help support the business community that have been affected by COVID-19 within the city, but also what are the issues that the business community sees, the climate for business in Webster Groves, what kind of scaling and growth potential or hindrances do you all face? All those types of questions. And the Business Development Commission, and I'm very happy about this, and I offered up this suggestion. We really haven't had a good business roundtable. I don't want to say post-COVID, but with the pandemic, our worlds have shifted. And a really good roundtable coming up to listen, for us at the city to listen, not just about, again, what are the challenges you're facing, but what are the challenges or the solutions that we may create and help with here at City Hall. So it's not just negative, it could be positive, but we obviously know we permit a lot of things at the city, right? So I mean, is our own process on permitting, slowing down a business process for you and such like that. Many of you figured out our bureaucracy well and can navigate things, but those are the kinds of inputs that we are looking to hear so that we can look, again, not only at how to help with that American Rescue Plan funding, but also where we can make process improvement and really look at our own regulatory environment to help the business climate for the businesses across, not just the business districts, but all the way around, from those outside of the business districts to everywhere within the jurisdiction of this city. So that roundtable is likely going to be in October. The BDC has a little subcommittee and we're working together on some dates to figure that out. I would love just as we think about dates and times, you as a business community, you 5 members that are here, do you prefer days or nights? Because this is a real question, right? I mean, when is best to ask a business person if they're going to come and have coffee with us and tell us, things of importance? Is that a daytime or an evening event? So I'll pose that question and answer any other questions about it. Again, more details to come, but looking for a little bit of feedback as we plan.
Daytime.
Yeah, early morning.
Okay.
Before stuff gets started, usually. That's what I would.
I'd say daytime also.
Okay.
Yeah, I would agree.
I like daytime, so that was my preference, but I was making sure I'm reading it right. So.
All right, so then we'll just wait to.
Yeah, so you should expect to start to see some preliminary save the dates and such soon.
Okay.
Will be coming out from the city. Again, this is not limited to just members of the business district. This goes to anyone who owns a business. We'll make sure everyone with a permit, home-based or commercial-based, has an invitation to this. Please invite your employees, your friends. I mean, this is about the business climate in Webster Groves and what the city can do and help and all these other, the questions we will pose. We'll probably have a pre-survey or pre-framing questions list to put out as well. And Angel, those dogs are beautiful. I love them. So.
They can't not be in the picture at some point.
Okay, let's see, that was BC, city update for Eric.
Yep, so I'll run through a couple things. Thanks to Mara. She always keeps me, she sends me her list of all the business changes, so I'll just run through these. Book Go, a not-for-profit, is moving back into Webster Groves on West Lockwood, 46 West Lockwood. Union Studio is moving a storefront to the west. They needed a bigger space. Fourth and Home, where Union Studio used to be, will be vintage furniture and houseware. Eurotrash has their interior under construction right now. Union Bagel is under construction. Wingstop down in Yorkshire Plaza under construction, along with Sushi. I'm going to get this right by the time when they open, under construction. Total Access Urgent Cares permits are issued for construction. Of course, they're on the east end of the city, at the end of your district. And then Betty's Books is opening this month, a comic book store at 601 East Lockwood. Couple updates on planning issues that relate to our businesses. SMR Audio did get their the city council had the first and second reading on their CUP, the one down on Watson Road, the auto dealer on the south edge of town. And then Douglas Hill, will give you a couple updates. So last night, the planning commission did meet and voted 4-4 on the Douglas Hill proposal redevelopment. So that is a no recommendation. It is very rare for the planning commission not to say yes or no. And of course, with no majority, they gave no recommendation. So the city attorney is looking at what that means. It will go to city council, but it depends how the planning commission votes, depends on what votes are needed on council, should they desire to move the project forward. So we'll have to clarify that. The city will have a press release with that information soon, because obviously the public and folks want to know what this means. And then the Tif Commission for any tax increment financing will hold their public hearing on October 27th, which is at the end of October. It's the statutorily required hearing. And that will include then opportunities for all the property owners and anyone else that wants to speak on the TIF potential. And then the TIF Commission is likely to act on the 10th of November on whether or not to give the go, no go to TIF financing. Again, all these are recommendations. It is the city council that votes on, does this actually go forward? All these different inputs that are coming in. And that will probably be into December, January, and then the redevelopment agreement would linger into the spring and summer of next year. The redevelopment agreement, so everyone knows as you hear these words, is the really important piece. That's the contract between the city and the developer should this move forward, where all the clawbacks and necessary provisions. So if the city needs a fire truck, that's required, how does the development help to pay for that input of getting the fire truck or all the other issues of community values that want to be represented. So what we've got going forward out of planning is an ordinance change, obviously, to allow that type of development. And then a TIF would be an ordinance, excuse me, not an ordinance, but a action to create that district. Well, it would be an ordinance. It's an ordinance change to create the taxing district. So very specific actions. The redevelopment agreement is that large contract that, provides the city risk assurances and security issues along with the developer, certain, guarantees along the way. Not financial, but about the processes and such. And then should all that happen to get to go, yes, Douglas Hill move forward. Obviously, any of the buildings and the development plans will come back to any historic preservation commission needs or the architectural review board for approval of the facades and such. No different than building a one-story office building on a vacant lot right now. So that is my update. I'm just thinking through. I don't think we've had Jenny Starkey here to talk about some website issues, but obviously the website will be undergoing a redesign for the city. And part of that, and this will be a long project well into next year as well, but the Explore Webster pieces. So the parts of the city website right now that are very much marketing, tourism, destination driven, business, invitation and such, will still be there on the website, but we'll create a different skin on the website. So people, when they arrive at that, don't get lost in all the government gobbledygook that we put on our websites. And they can be taken right into that portal and really deal with, I want to go shopping in Webster. How do I find that? What's going on? What's the calendar say? And don't have to sift through all these other agencies and issues that we put on the web. As we make those tech upgrades, we will be changing the domain name in the future. So webstergroves.org will still be there. People could still find it, but ultimately we have to go to a .gov domain. Because that is the government realm and the security issues that go back and forth. And because we have courts and the police data that flow to courts, it requires a different level of security. So those domain change announcements will be coming out to you. You'll see them in our email first. That doesn't mean you have to change our emails. You can still send to webstergroves.org. But the email you get back from us coming up within the next month will be from @webstergrovesmo.gov. So you'll start to see the response email. We'll make the public aware of that because we teach the public and our staff to look carefully at who sent you an email. And if it starts to look different, we want people to know so they know it's a legitimate email. So I will stop there.
All right, that covers that, I guess. And then just got to set the next meeting for October 12th, Tuesday, October 12th. Motion for adjournment?
So moved, it's Angel.
I second.
All right. All for that, right?
All in favor?
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
We got enough eyes. Did we get Emerson? And I'm sorry, real quick.
Did we get?
I forgot to ask if Councilmember Smith had any updates. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, I'm fine. You updated all the things I want to make sure everybody's aware of, the Tif Commission and the decisions of the planning commission.
All righty then. All right. Well, all right. Thanks, everybody.
Thank
See
you all.
later.
Bye.
Thanks, Casey. Nice to meet you.